Why do you build me up? Buttercup, baby, just to let me down and mess me around, and the worst of all.
What is going on, guys? I am back with another review of a day at an amusement park, and this time I will be discussing this past Friday, which was opening day at Hersheypark. And as you know, Hersheypark is officially our second home park now. We have king-size season pass holders there, and so this past Friday was opening day, and it was pretty mediocre, I would say. Now, I'm gonna get to why in this video. And so anyways, let's just get started. So when Evie and I first got to Hersheypark, we picked up our king-size season pass holders at the ticketing center, and then we noticed that a lot of the rides weren't testing, and that was because of temperature issues. Like Candymonium and Sky Rush were down the whole day because of it, and Great Bear was down when we first were there because of temperature issues, but later in the day they managed to get Great Bear open because it was warm enough, and so we were able to ride it. And luckily I was able, and it was especially lucky that I was able to ride it because that's my favorite coaster there of all time. And so anyways, now let's just get back to our day at Hersheypark. So they opened the park 5 minutes early, and we entered, and then Candymonium was down, of course, because of temperature issues, so we headed to Super Duper Looper for our first ride of the day, since we hadn't ridden it since 2019, and it was actually a good ride back on Super Duper Looper, honestly. And so anyways, after Super Duper Looper, we headed to another coaster that we hadn't ridden since 2019, Comet. And that was a good ride on Comet too, and a cold one too. And so anyways, after Comet, we ate at 1906 Grill, and while we were eating our food, the wind was absolutely crazy, like, my gosh. And so anyways, that was a good meal at 1906 Grill. And so anyways, after our meal at 1906 Grill, we headed to Reese's Cup Fusion, since the bigger steel coasters were not operating because of temperature issues. And so anyways, that caused a line that was out of the queue at Reese's Cup Fusion, which is absolutely crazy. And so anyways, we waited in that to get on Reese's Cup Fusion, since that was another ride we hadn't been on since 2019. And so anyways, that was a really good ride on Reese's Cup Fusion. Evie got first place and I got second. And so anyways, after that ride on Reese's Cup Fusion, I originally wanted to do the claw, but we thought it was too long. But after that, something happened that made us realize we should have chosen the claw over it. Like, we tried to wait in line for Sidewinder because we wanted to ride it on that, since that's the biggest biggest steel coaster that was open. And so anyways, we were in line for Sidewinder, and it was taking like a really long time, so we decided to get out at one point. And plus, at one point while we were in line for Sidewinder is the moment I mentioned where Hersheypark was able to get Great Bear open due to it warming up. And so anyways, yeah, we decided to get out of line for Sidewinder, and I personally wish we had used the time to especially get on the claw, and because it would have been a lot quicker now that we realized it. And the claw is my favorite flat ride at Hersheypark, if you didn't know. And so anyways, after we got out of line for Sidewinder because it was getting too long, we headed to Great Bear, and again, because a lot of the rides were closed due to temperature issues, there was a line outside of the queue for Great Bear. Like, my gosh. Like, it was crazy. And it was a long line to get on Great Bear too, but it was worth it. And as you know, like I said a million times, it is my all-time favorite coaster at Hersheypark. And so anyways, it was definitely worth the wait for me. And it was my first coaster of the season going barefoot on. And Evie kept pointing out my feet on the ride, which was really funny. The funniest was when he did it during the helix of the ride. And so, anyways, after that good ride on Great Bear, we decided to head to Wildcat because the app said it was a 45-minute wait. However, it ended up taking all the way until park closing to get on Wildcat, which was 2 hours. This is the longest we've ever waited for a coaster. And another factor to that was that they were running one train on it, and that was not good. And that resulted in a slow dispatch. But the good thing about waiting in that 2-hour line is while we were waiting in the switchbacks, we had a conversation with JD from Hershey Addict once again. So JD, if you're watching this, a shout out goes to you. And so, anyways, and yeah, so then we got on Wildcat when it was finally our turn after like 2 hours of waiting, and the park was closed by the time we got off Wildcat, as you probably saw in the vlog, which is absolutely nuts, you guys. And so, anyways, after Wildcat, we were originally thinking we'd have time to run the Moe's and quick get it for carry out, but unfortunately we didn't do that, and so as a solution for dinner, I had to stop at my local Arby's on the way back for some food. And so anyways, after that ride on Wildcat, we stopped in the restroom where I took my number 12 of anger. And after that, we headed to Hersheypark Supply Company, where I bought 4 coaster models at once. Stay tuned for when unboxing and building of these models. I got a model of Wildcat, a model of Super Duper Looper, a model of Lightning Racer, and my most anticipated one to build, the Fahrenheit model. And as you know, I already have the Sky Rush and Great Bear model. They're both already constructed. I got both of them in January. And so yeah, the most I've ever the most coaster models I've ever gotten at once was 4. Back in January, I got 2 of those nano coaster models, but I got them both in like separate days, but I bought these all 4 in one day. That is absolutely crazy. And I have some more stuff to show you. And because I couldn't help myself, so I had to buy Great Bear socks. And I bought some Storm Runner socks. And I bought some Fahrenheit socks, which you probably can't see because it's so freaking dark. But the logo is on the socks. And socks of Sky Rush. And so there you have it. Those are all the socks I bought. Now let me just put those back in my drawer real quick. And I have some shirts to show you too after I do this. Alright, so hang on, let me get the right shirt. Not the right shirts. Here, I got a Sky Rush shirt. My second favorite coaster at Hershey. Can't wait to get back on it. And I got one of California, baby. And yeah, that's about all the merchandise I got from Hersheypark. I was really cashing out on that visit to Hersheypark Supply Company. Oh, and there's one moment I forgot to mention that, I wanted to mention. So, while we were first waiting for the park to open, and it was very crowded when we were waiting for the park to open even, but there was a funny moment when a guy was measuring his kids, and he saw that one of them reached the Jolly Rancher height, and he was like, "Jolly Rancher!" I can't do it at full volume right now because it's really late, but anyways, he was really hyped for his kid to reach the Jolly Rancher. And yeah, so that is my review of opening day at Hersheypark on Friday, April 2nd. It was an alright opening day because quite some rides weren't open due to temperature issues like Sky Rush and Candymonium, and long lines which resulted in long lines for the rides that were open. And yeah, so make sure to comment down below your thoughts on this video, and of course stay tuned for more, and of course check out my merch store on Bonfire that I've made this past summer. I've got face masks, t-shirts, tote bags, coffee mugs, all the things you could ever possibly want that Bonfire allows you to sell. So go check out my merch store on there. I'll have a link in the description, and I will see you in the next